Hey YouTube, I put up a poll asking what you wanted to see next, and almost 80% of you said an ELO gaining team. So this will help you get some wins, essentially. Sableye, Greedent, Swampert. So for those of you who've been around for this channel a while, I've used Swampert, Sableye, and Registeel as the team that got me to Legend last season, and one of the teams that I always go to as a fallback for gaining like wins in yellow. I think that the problem is, so I use Sable as a safe swap, which you still can. I just think that with Gligar, I just think like the Mudshot has made Green much better. So having Sableye as the lead, which is also just sort of like a safe swap, and Greeting as a safe swap, and Swampert as one of like the best Pokemon still in this meta, is just a very, very strong team. So like I said, you could use Greedent or Sableye or Swampert as a lead, because again, Greedent and Sableye are both decent safe swaps. Swampert is obviously much trickier because if you see a grass, you're in big trouble. So that's the thought process. Again, Greedent's weak to normal typing. Only thing is weak to is fighting, so Sableye covers that. Swampert, again, one of the most well-rounded Pokemon, only has one weakness in grass. Not a ton of grass in this meta right now. Greedent and Sableye can work through grass, worst case scenario. So let's look at some battles here. Sableye mirror match. So I always throw right on, well, I usually try to throw right on before just to see if I was going to win CMP or not. So they shield the first one, so I will just shield back. So I'm assuming we're both going to throw on the same time here. No, I try and catch. So, yeah, that's why I don't throw on the same time. So generally, I throw on the same time. But I have a purified 2, 12, 15 Pokemon, which is like one of the lowest floors you can get for a purified. So I assume I was going to lose CMP, so I tried to just absorb, because Greedent, again, is very just good absorbing. These mud shots are so good at charging energy, so I grab one body slam off. They're gonna have to throw the frenzy here, so good timing right on CMP, but I have a move already, so this will take it out. And I drew out, the most important, as I drew out a grass. They're getting this off, which is fine, because I know that I caught the foul play from the Sableye, right? So I know if I just go instant Swampert, I'm just going to be able to outpace it to the next move here. So I'm instant clicking here, and I instant clicked right into a Ninetales. So again, I love Ninetales, but unfortunately there is too many Swamperts and Lanterns and stuff that beat it. Down goes Sableye. I remember this. I could have ended this with Earthquake. I threw this because I really wanted to take the new Sand move, but they overheat me, which is resisted. I really wanted to take the Scorching Sands just to see like how much does it do, but they threw the overheat instead. So great lead here. They are not leaving. So when they are not leaving, that was only 4, so that was just a surf. When they're not leaving, this means one of two things. Sneaky is what it means, or they're also weak to this in back, so maybe it's like a Medicham or something hiding in the back as well here. So I kind of like instant swapped into this. They throw here, which is actually pretty good for me because I'm going to burn their energy and I'm going to be able to take switch or grab the last shield. I think they're going to let me grab the last shield here. Yeah, which is not surprising. But this is where Greedent's bulk comes in here, and you're going to see like just easily taking these charms. 3 charms from a Shadow Gramble. Still a ton of health left. They have a double in here, which is fine. I thought I clicked it before. That's bad timing, but I thought I clicked the buy stand before. But either way, this is where Mudshot Greedent is coming through, because now is in foul play range, and I've got a foul play loaded because I banked that. So I'm going to go and snipe on the double kick. So they are going down with all this energy. And now I have just dominating matchup left in the back here. So Sableye, again, Sableye is just so well-rounded in this meta. Dugong comes in. So this is one of those, like, I don't think Greedent straight up can beat Dugong, especially if I get Icy Wind. So I chip Shadow Claw Foul Play, and now Greedent, even if they has Icy Wind me like 2-3 times, because I took them over 50% down, I should be able to win this matchup pretty easily, right? So That is the thought process behind that chip and why I didn't knock it out right away. Because just 2, 3 icy winds and Dugong's bulk, I would not have been able to take this with Greedent. So the good news is I will be able to keep alignment if I want here. And they let it go. They will get like 3 or 4 counters, which is okay. Because 2 times lower, not going to do much, but you know, chip is chip, right? So now here, I could take obviously 1 ice punch. If they stay in and throw like another ice punch, I'll probably just shield the next one. But this is just looking like not hard counter because the Dugong and Greedent was pretty safe, but this is essentially a balanced team, right? You have Medichant weak to flying, which you have Bastiodon to deal with that, and then Dugong as your safe swap. Sort of ABB because you're double weak to fighting here. But I know I can live that. I'm just going to come out with 100 energy here. And then Medichamp's going to try and counter me down as their only like win condition, but it's not even a win condition. It's just like you're in big trouble because Swampert is spammy AF. That's why Swampert got a little bit of a downgrade because of Earthquake, but like the majority of the time you're just going straight Hydro anyways because its damage per energy is ridiculous for how fast it charges. So I got 2 shields already. Now Foul Play and Claws will take this out with ease. I will shield up anything here. Just I think they throw and then quit, which I've done too. Just like burn 1 shield before I have to top left here. And like, yeah, this game's over. Steelix lead. So this is a fine lead for Sableye just because you have so much bulk. I'll probably, yeah, this is one of those tricky ones. Does Sableye even win CMP against Steelix? Let me just check that first, because then we're going to talk about that play in 1 second here. I still grab a shield. I lose switch, but I grab a shield anyways, despite the fact that they lowered my attack. Sableye versus Steelix. Yeah, so Steelix is very, very defensive heavy. So I would have won CMP there. I think, so what I was trying to do was proper fast move timing there. But what ends up happening is they lower my attack before I get the first move off. I think they shielded anyways, so I don't think it would have mattered too much. I just didn't want them to sneak in an extra Dragon Tail, but I guess most Steelixes are just going to go straight Dragon Claw, and that's Breaking Swipes. I keep calling it Dragon Claw. Breaking Swipes in that scenario. So I think you probably throw right as soon as you get to the foul play, and then I just get hard counter in the back. So there's nothing I can really do. Medichip on my Greedent, and then Trevenant on my Swampert. So this is a loss. There's not much I can do there. If I had a Hydro, not Hydro. Jeez, can't talk this morning. If I had a Shadow Swampert, 2 Hydros would have taken this out, and then I probably actually could have won. But unfortunately, non-Shadow can't even take it out with an Earthquake now because of the nuke, because of the nerf. So kind of just unlucky here. Not much I can do. So yeah, in that other scenario, I probably would have next time thrown Foul Play before they get to the move. Out comes Steelix. I'm going to throw, again, Chip or grab a shield. And what they do here is important for what I do next. And I come in Greedent because I know they have a Medicham on the lead, right? So I know that my Greedent is in trouble. So I'm coming in here, and then I'm thinking they may have something like double weak to ground, because I know people are trying to say like, great safe swap, you can like draw out a Swampert and grab shields, or potentially flip switch. Like, I don't think you actually can. I mean, you could potentially grab shields, but it'd be tough to flip switch. But I'm thinking maybe they have something in the back that's weak to this. They hit me with the Earthquake, which is fine. I'll probably come in Sableye just to get a couple claws ahead, knowing that they may have an answer for this in the back, but they don't even have a real good answer to this in the back. I'll live 1. I still may shield anyways. Yeah, I'll live 1, but I'll shield anyways. Knowing that Defense Deoxys cannot really throw anything like Psycho Boost at Sableye anyways. So as soon as I grab this shield here, I know that I've essentially won. Because they can only go counter and Psycho Boost. Like Thunderbolt, Rock Slide is resisted, right? So once this is off and I know that they're in Mudshot Hydro range, I don't need to worry. So I'm going to instant swap to not get farmed. they can get a Weather Ball off here. I'm going to let this go because Psycho Boost will do more than a Weather Ball. But I do not want to take another one because I'm like potentially counter range. So I'm just going to throw right before they get to the move, take them out here. And now it's essentially, this is the, yeah, I was talking about this the other day about how I was in a matchup thinking like, oh, I can just go Hydro Earthquake here and take this out with ease. So I get to the first Hydro, no problem. Get to the Earthquake, no problem. And they live with like 1 HP. So I'm like, oh, yeah, this Earthquake nerf does affect matchups here. So 1 HP living, they get a move off. Again, I have a Psycho, I have a Shield, I have a Psycho Boot. Yeah, I have a Shield, plus I have Sableye, bit left. But I was just like, wow, a Hydro and an Earthquake from a Swampert doesn't even take out Defense Deoxys right now. So same lead, stupid mistake here. I should have seen it was Water Gun. Like, take the second to see that it's Water Gun, because now this went from a great matchup to a terrible, terrible matchup, especially that there are a couple Water Guns ahead. So I said that, and I bait, and they called a bait. So this is just bad news all around here. But yeah, I essentially said, like, when I did my video yesterday or maybe 2 days ago, depending on when I'm going to put this up, I said Spark Lantern is going to have much more problem against Swamp, like anything that resists Spark, right? Swampert, Digger's Bee, Galarian Stunfisk, because then it takes longer to get to the Surf, which is the only thing that mattered. And I said, you know what could come out though is a bunch of Water Gun Lanterns. And Water Gun Lantern has a very decent matchup against Swampert if you shield an Earthquake properly, or if you call Hydro Cannon. So they could have flip switch, which I'm really, really, really shocked they did not try and flip switch there. Knowing that I have a Sableye on their Defense Deoxys, I really thought they would fight for switch a little harder there, and they could have. They could have easily shielded the Hydros and just farm down and flip switch and come out with some energy too. But they let that go, and now I've got I had good alignment there. I have some energy here. I'm gonna chip as much as I can. So here, two. I think they're gonna shield both and try and get they're gonna try to get a Zap Cannon off to lower my attack. So I will shield. I will take this. I will see if they lower my attack, which of course at 69% of the time, it happens 100% of the time to me. So I bank the move knowing that I can get it back, and I have chip here, and this is where the Mud Shot is slightly better on Greedent, because you can hit super effective against steals, and they lay out there, but it does not matter because I have a move on my Sableye anyways. So as soon as they came in here, I'm like, oh, this Pokemon's running the new move. It's gonna one-shot me. So I end up shielding, knowing that it's like they're definitely just pulling this out to trailblaze me. So I shield, which is fine. Attack rises. Is that a guaranteed on this move? I don't know. I haven't used the move yet. But I'm like, okay, that does not matter. I'm now in a good situation because once I shield up one, I'm going to outpace. And I'm like, okay, so Pelipper lead, Skunk to pull this out and then either nuke it or just have something in the back that's going to deal with this. So I know they're probably weak to ground or water in the back here. So let's see if I try to get out. I think I try and get out. But then by the time my switch timer comes up, they take me out. So good timing on their part. I think I have to come Sableye and just... could be Hurricane, so I'm going to shield. If I'm down 2 shields going into the last Pokemon, which is never ideal. And this last Pokemon is Digger's Bee. So this is absolutely brutal. And we'll see if they have Hyper Beam or this. So if they have Hyper Beam in the sands, I'm going to live this one because they have to go the sands, the Scorching Sands here, which is fine. I live that. And then now they let the first 2 go. So now it's Mud Shot Body Slam time. And this is, I think, I don't even know if I win this or not, but this is where you're just going to see the power of Greedent being bulky and being spammy AF, right? So they're finally at a Hyper Beam, but hello, here comes the second Body Slam. And Hyper Beam is not going to take out a Greedent because Greedent is pretty tanky. So they let this go, knowing I'm going to get to another one. So they're going to get to the Hyper Beam. Will not take me out. Not even close. I'm expecting a catch, but I have Mud Shot, so I have to throw this anyways because catching would not help me there. But now they are so low. I don't need to throw here because it's basically Mudshot Shadow Claw range, but throwing and shielding burns 1 HP. So I'm just going to burn that 1 HP there. Because you never know. And then I end up getting into a matchup here where if they had Fire Punch, maybe they would have won. But again, they're running Hyper Beam and Scorching Sands, and I did that analysis with Diggersby the other day, saying not having that bait move and having to go to Scorching Sands every single time. Like, Scorching Sands is a great move, but you really feel it in situations not having that energy. And I think that's probably one of those situations where if they were running just Fire Punch Scorching Sands, they probably just could have gone Scorching Sands on my Greedent multiple times and then had like energy plus Fire Punch to deal with Sableye. So I think my feeling is that Scorching Sands and Fire Punch is the better move. However, some people in the comments have said they like using Tackle. So Tackle, Scorching Sands, and Hyper Beam as another option. So again, play with these Pokemon, see what you like and don't like, because you got to test them out yourself just to get the feel of them and how they play. So that is it. That is my Greedent ELO team. I've got another one coming. Again, I don't know. I'm trying to do. Okay, I've seen content creators already go hard on the new Pokemon coming out. I would like to get an honest review of these Pokemon. I do not think I will have the candies or the Pokemon to do it over the next couple days. So you're going to see either some ELO teams or those or something else. So stay tuned. Hit that notification so you don't miss anything. And thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.